Hello, welcome into my channel. My name is Firestorm Shan, and I'm here to do an energy reading for what is to come from the 26th of July. And this is a 5-month transit from July to December, July 26th to December the 10th. We have a transit going where Saturn is going retrograde in Aries. And so this energy is pretty interesting because typically Saturn likes Aries energy because Aries are passionate people who are leaders and they get the job done, they stay motivated and inspired. But would these energies impact us? Retrogrades are always kind of makes people get a little nervous because they think that, it's a setback, but really it's not a setback, it's a setup. It's time to go back and take a pleasant review of the past and where things that we've been building maybe aren't where we want them to be, and renegotiate those values with ourselves and get ourselves going on the right track. It is also an important timeline of the 28th of July. This is a New Age tradition. It's called Lionsgate, and it's considered to be a portal that opens from 7/28 to 8/8, August the 8th. It happens every year. It's a belief system. It's a value. It's an egregore. It's not an astrological placement. It's just a tradition and a value. A lot of people in the spiritual community have found this as an opportune time to take great risks, to go through portals, to be courageous and bold enough and not be afraid to be seen. And so what you got going on here is you've got Saturn wanting us to review things and have a more disciplined look at our leadership skills and taking responsibility for our actions and what we're building at this time, what we've been building. It's a moment of review to take more leadership and independence, perhaps. Where have we been given our power away to others? The energy is conducive with the Leo and the Aries energy to be very bold and courageous, to step forward into this next chapter with inspiration so that you can build something that is going to be substantial. We're talking about Saturn energy. This is legacy, long time energy, slow moving energy, pentacles. It wants us to build things properly so that we have a firm foundation. So now is the time for us to step through the opportunities that want to open up for us, to be brave, to be bold, to be courageous, to be responsible, and you know, do the work to stand in your power and align with what your soul came here to do on this planet. So some of these opportunities that might be opening up for you would start with questions that you need to ask yourself. Always starts with a good question so you get a good answer. So you need to ask yourself, where am I being called to lead? Okay. Got to plug yourself into something that gives you passion, stirs you up, and you're willing to do the work. What is it? You're going to be building something for the next 5 years. So let's just say your next 5-year project, something is going to be a few years. Okay. Okay. What habits would completely change in my life if I practiced every day? So if I started doing something new every day, what old habits would fade away? Hmm? Because if you do that every day, you practice every day, that's Saturn energy, you're actually creating a whole new energy field in your life for mastery. Okay. Some of us need to master our emotions. Some of us need to master our ability to control our spending. Some of us need to master our insatiable lust for greed or materialism. There's something here that needs to be balanced out with that, and a loving review, a gracious review of the past is required for us in our lives at this time. So this is a message for all of us, me too. Okay, so now that I've said this, um, it's important to know that this next chapter will not be built just off of this one single moment of inspiration. You're going to have to rebuild this or review this a few times every day and make a daily practice of something new. So we have an affirmation, and our affirmation is, I trust myself enough to build the life my soul keeps asking for. What is your soul asking for? My courage creates momentum and my discipline creates freedom. I trust myself enough to build a life my soul keeps asking for. My courage creates momentum and the discipline creates freedom. One more time. This is our affirmations for the next 5 months till we get to December. I trust myself enough to build the life my soul keeps asking for. My courage creates momentum and my discipline creates freedom. Okay? So that's the energies we're going to be working on with and through at this time. Woo! All right, let's get us some tarot messages. What deck do we want to use? I'm going to use the Horror Tarot because for me, once it gets to August season, I'm all into my spooky vibe. I love paranormal and horror. I've always have. Sorry if you don't like that sort of thing. I do. So we'll get some messages here. The good thing is that I really appreciate the artwork and all types of tarot decks, and especially with all the rules and regulations that YouTube's implementing. We can't even use the old traditional tarot decks anymore because they have nudity on them. So I appreciate these artists and their perspectives. Let's get some messages for the Saturn return and the Lionsgate portal. That's going to be happening next week. So the energies that are coming in, we have Temperance. Your life is in the balance. Earth and water, pleasure and pain, life and death, everything in moderation. That almost fell out of the deck. The Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is a little bit of getting your head out of an illusion or any kind of confusion. Okay. Now, water and earth go very well together. Water waters the earth, and the earth loves the water. We've got to stay balanced. Two of Cups. Some of us are juggling. The Suit of Swords. We've got Seven of Swords. Sneaky behavior. The traitor. Ugh, goodness me. I don't love that energy because that was what was part of today's reading. It was a very personal reading, and I sometimes get channel messages, and that might only just be for one or two of us, guys and gals, ladies and gents. Don't be upset. I'm going to do another reading right now. I'm doing another right now, but plugging it into the energies that we're dealing with. So right now we're talking about Pentacle energy. Saturn is Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles, very lovely. The heart of the reading is you were in the lap of luxury. Some of us have been working very hard on our independence and stability already. We're looking pretty good. Okay. That's the heart of the reading. It can also be a single person. It's the single girl card as well. Doesn't have to be pre-Empress energy. Plug it in as it resonates. It's also my independent contractor card. All right, what's the crossing energies? It's either helping you or hindering you. Suit of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles is crossing you. Very, very lovely. So Saturn is highly supporting us here, saying we've been doing the work, we've been doing a really good job. Seven of Pentacles, you've been working hard and investing. Look at the hands. It says, look upon my works. Look at all those hands coming out of the ground, out of the water. Okay. So some of us have done a very good job of helping others, sowing into others, investing into earthly matters, helping hand. I'm seeing the helping hands here. And a lot of people have, you've helped a lot of people is what I'm hearing, for the last 7 to 9 years, or this is what's coming in for the next 7 to 9 years, because the heart of the reading is what's coming in or what's going on, currently, and we're talking about earthly matters. So let's go ahead and get into this. What's the foundation of the reading, please? The foundation of our reading is the Suit of Wands. Very nice. There's that Aries and the star card at the bottom, Aquarius. If you have air in your chart too, you're just going to feel it. Anything a fire sign feels, you're probably going to feel it too because you're trying to each other. Suit of Wands is victory at what cost? And then it's interesting in this deck because it is Leo, Aries, Sagittarius energy, and then you're winning, but at what cost is what they're saying. You've had to obey a lot of rules. You had to die to a lot of different things in your life. People have had to die, potentially. Oh, that's really weird. I'm getting a channel message about the pandemic and at what cost was that victory worth? I don't believe Saturn's very excited and happy with Fauci or any of those people who forced us to obey and watch TV and fear mongered us. Okay, we're gonna have to be brave enough to break away from those fear mongering news channels and stations and do some independent research or listen to some independent news stations. That's what I'm hearing. That just popped in my head. Yeah, at what cost? You're gonna win, but what at what cost, you know? And the winner loses all. So Six of Wands is typically a card of victory and success over some sort of argument, disagreement. It can also mean sports, like you won the game, you win, game over, you win. What's in the headspace? You have the Five of Cups in the headspace and the Suit of Wands. Reuniting and reconciling. The monster comes home. Number 4. That's the Four of Wands, which is Aries energy. Coming back to your own independence, this independence card with the Nine of Pentacles is Aries energy too, because of the independence it has a tied to it, the passion, the go-getting. But in your headspace, there's been a sadness. It's time to come home. It's time to go home for some of you, seriously, to maybe where you grew up or visit home. I don't know, or coming home to yourself, you know, reunited and reconciliation. The monster comes home. I don't know if that's good or bad. This is Monster Tarot. This is the Horror Tarot, but typically that's a card of marriage celebration or moving. Okay, moving in together. But it does look like it's a reconciliation. Maybe you're reconciling to yourself of where you've been disappointed in life and things maybe didn't turn out the way you wanted, or maybe you handled something in a manner that you kind of wished you hadn't, maybe said something you wished you didn't, made somebody else feel left out in the cold or sad or depressed. There is a sense of emotional abandonment here. Someone could be feeling that way. So let's see what happened in the recent past. You've got the Four of Cups. Four of Cups is being displeased, disdained, apathetic, and over it. Wondering if this is really all that you're going to get offered out of what's around you. You're not happy. The Suit of Swords in the reverse. That's never good when swords are in the reverse. It's the Four of Swords in the reverse. In the upright, it means meditation, relaxation, and exhaustion. It's in the reverse. And this person, if you look at their face, they're exhausted. All right. So whoever this person here that's been working very, very hard, I feel like you need a support system. I feel like you've been doing it all alone and it's time to allow others to come in and help you. I don't know exactly how that looks because um, it's going to be different for each and every one of us, but what's this card? The moon, Hecate, Cancer energy. Hecate is nearby. This is when you're at a crossroads, helping guide you through a dark night of the soul, not knowing which way to go. You have to be brave enough to cross the wolf. The wolf guards Hecate's towers. The two towers, the wolf is guarding that. I had a dream about this wolf. I saw the exact wolf in a dream last week. I talked to you guys and told you about it in a reading the other day. I saw the black wolf with the yellow eyes like that right in my face. It's a card of being at the crossroads. So if you put that down with what else came out here, the Four of Cups is like, yeah, I'm looking at my options. I really need to, thinking that maybe the people you've been hanging around with or building with are not in alignment with where you are at this time, where you're wanting to go, and it's causing you to be unsettled and causing you to have no peace of mind. And there is some fear attached to this because it's like a little bit of the unknown. And who's afraid of the big bad wolf? The big bad wolf, the big bad wolf. Just heard that song. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? All right, what's the incoming energies? The incoming energies. The Queen of Pentacles in the reverse and the Empress. That's strange. Oh, wow. Okay. The Empress is all four queens in one. She's the Queen of Pentacles, she's the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Love, of Water. all the elements in one. She's embodied them. She's matured. She's in a position of power. Okay. I love the spider web. It says she has everything a woman needs in abundance, and she's at one with the forces of the mystical realms of the universe. You know what I love about this also is it's a spider web, and not just that I like those, but it's just that spiders' houses can be torn down and they can rebuild the next day. There's a whole new web. Try it. If you've got a spider that's around, tear it down and watch it rebuild again, if not 3 days later. So that's what's coming in. But I don't love that the Queen of Pentacles is in the reverse. So I don't know if this is somebody we're dealing with or an aspect of ourselves. But either way, it's saying that there's something not practical in your plan. Something needs to be reviewed. That's the retrograde, the Saturn retrograde. Yeah, this is Capricorn energy in the reverse. This is what's coming in, that review of what have we been sowing into, giving into, caring for, nurturing on a day by day basis. Okay. Is it really, are the books balanced? Are we robbing Peter to pay Paul? Are we not feeling grounded? Are we feeling emotionally aloof? Are we, something's upside down in the way we're reviewing our money house, our public image, our career, our legacy, and our daily routines and vibes. This is Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus energy. It's got to do with your money house, your daily routines, your public image, and your career. It's in the reverse. There's an Empress here who someone's reputation could be suffering as well. And there does need to be a review of that. You can correct it during this 5 months. So I'll just throw myself under the bus. I own my business, not this one, my true bread and butter business. This is my hobby. Um, I can tell you that I didn't know how to run a business. I had no idea, didn't know how to budget, didn't know how to really handle important money matters like that. And a lot of times I'd find myself getting upside down while I was learning. It's okay, we're just practicing. So it could be just something like needing to take a financial course or working with a financial advisor, or maybe you need to consider letting somebody else take over the books or do the taxes. Somebody that has an ability to handle money. It just looks like there's an area of struggle there. And I know it's probably got to do with inflation. I know because you can't even go out to eat anymore for get like a a value meal used to be under $10. Now value meals are running anywhere between 15 and 20. And then if you like can't leave and you have to have it door dashed into you for lunch, I probably spend $20 to $30 every day in DoorDash. I spend more than what I should. So, if I pack my lunch, I could probably save some money there. You know what I mean? Being practical. But you got to be able to have time to do that. I'm too busy. In the winter time when things slow down, I cook every day and I make meals and I make stews. But in the summertime, I just don't have time. I don't, and I'm too tired. So I do order in a lot. But that might be something just to look at, or you can look at subscriptions, things that you no longer need. We have the Hanged Man coming out here as the situation. We dare you to look at the world from a different point of view. The Hanged Man, which is Pisces energy. And so, Pisces energy is very spiritual and it's also very karmic. It's the last zodiac sign in all of the wheel of all the star signs, the oldest sibling of us all. But it's like we gotta see something from a just different perspective. We got to. Somebody's stuck here, and if you're stuck, it's turned toxic. What is this? How are we being seen? How is we being seen? All right, we've got justice. I love that. Temperance coming out again in the upright. You are going to have to take control of a situation. This guy's in the reverse. Oh, I love it. The Nine of Wands in the reverse, which is survival in a matter of perseverance and vice versa. So what's happening is some of us have been in the Nine of Wands, which is Sagittarius energy, survival mode, feeling like the wounded warrior, working all kinds of hours and not getting the results you're looking for, maybe financially or something like that. But things are balancing out because justice is coming in here with the temperance card. You're going to start to see where you've got a leaky vessel and balancing that out so that you could pour from one cup into another without spilling anything or any loss. Michael the Archangel is that energy there, but that's Sag energy as well. Earth and water, pleasure and pain, life and death, everything in moderation. So it's telling us to be moderate. We are turning this situation upside down and we're coming out of survival mode. And this is your justice. You're being seen as justice with your sword of truth, the ace of truth, going into the sun like the lion's gate, bold and courageous, ready to face your fears and be seen and take control of your life. That is Libra energy. Okay. What is our hope or fear here? What are we hoping or afraid of? We got the devil in reverse, and that is Capricorn energy. It is Saturn ruled. The devil in the upright. Okay. These are strings on a puppet. What are you tied to? What are you attached to? All right. This is in our hope or fear. So, sex, obsession, addiction, enslavement, all the things that make your life, all the things that make life worth living. All the things that makes life worth living: sex, obsession, addiction, and enslavement, the devil. Wow, I've never heard it interpreted that way, but it is gotta have a little fun, gotta have a little play, I totally get it, but it's in the reverse. So Saturn's saying maybe we're playing too much, we're not taking things serious enough, like, even if that is, you want to pretend like that's really the devil with the masquerades, you're getting free from it. You're wondering if I can get away from this obsession, of wonder if I can get away from this addiction, trying, your best to do what you can. And that's where the imbalance is with the Suit of Pentacles in the reverse. There's something there that's holding you back, an obsession, um, a lust, an addiction, a codependency. Something there is off. And it's also fear. The devil card is fear. But you're hoping to come out of that energy. And it looks like you're working on it. I think you'll be successful. You got justice and temperance here. You got angels on your side. So you're coming out of that toxic energy of being obsessed. And so the potential outcome of this reading's ending, the Suit of Swords, boom, Ten of Swords. So, yeah, something's got to end. You got to put something down, and it's going to be painful. They're saying it's going to be painful. It could show up in the form of a backstab or a betrayal. Something could completely cut you out, just to set you on a new course because it's toxic. It's keeping you bound up and it's keeping you tied. I'll give you another example before I go. The Emperor here is the Aries energy that we're talking about. Me, myself, and I is Aries energy, being seen as well, standing in authority and power. It says ultimate authority rests with him, the Emperor. Ultimate authority rests with him, the Emperor. Okay? So, boom, you got to stand in your power and put it into something. And it's swords, so it's going to come through the mind, through communication, so there's something that's coming. Something's over here, and it's kind of sad because it's coming. You feel it in your headspace. You got the Five of Cups and reuniting with the monster. Since we're using the horror tarot deck, that's the way they're calling it. And then we had a reading a couple days ago that talked about releasing alliances. Remember? So there's alliances that need to come to an end. This is still the same sort of message. It's flowing with the energy of the Saturn retrograde. We got this energy that are going to be dealing with it for the next 5 months, folks. So, oh my goodness, folks. All right, let's see. Let's clarify some of these cards. You've got the Six of Swords. They say that you are transitioning out of an old lifestyle. We have a rite of passage here. And you need to unburden yourself from some things. And so that's another sword. Six of Swords is getting in your boat and leaving. And that was the outcome of today's earlier reading too. If that resonated with anyone here, if you watched it, it was a very personal, private reading, so I didn't feel like inclined to make anybody feel like that's a collective. It felt very personal. But here, this is very collective. All right, we're moving on, and we got the Lovers in the reverse, which is Gemini energy. So that's interesting because Gemini and Capricorn are life path 6. They're both in the reverse. So in the upright, the Lovers is typically making some, good decisions in love. Love is grand, but it always leads to trouble. So we've got some love that's led to trouble with the Lovers in the reverse. So that does look like a toxic relationship is being blown up here. It is time to move on to calmer waters. You do have a rite of passage at this time to move on to calmer waters. It is going to be occurring over a period of time. So allow it to slowly lead you through these calmer, clearer waters. You're on a journey. You're crossing a sea of emotions. You're crossing a sea of betrayals. You're crossing a sea of um, the heart of the reading is an independent card. So becoming single, if you haven't been, or a breaking off of a friendship or a relationship, or even someone that a roommate could be that, you know. Um, yeah, you're definitely standing in your power. So I'll tell you who I see here. I see Capricorn and Gemini, Libra and Taurus, Sagittarius, Libra again, Cancer. That's it. Cancer rules the home. Gemini rules siblings and community and communication and the higher mind. The devil rules materialism, the house of material, career, legacy, public image. Justice rules law, legalities, and partnerships. Temperance rules balance and patience and maintaining integrity and truth. And the moon card is Cancer, represents our fears, where we've been hiding ourselves or lying to ourselves and feeling dissatisfied in life. The message here is there's a rite of passage for you to move on this next 5 to 6 months. All right, folks, if this message is resonating with you, please consider liking the videos and sharing them. Subscribing to the channel also helps get the algorithms out there. You know how this works, folks. We appreciate you being here. And of course, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, the information is in the description box below. And until next time, my love, bye.